Play.
Today on X-Play, genres collide in samurai western.
Ooh.
We perfect the fine art of shooting first and asking questions later in Coldwinter. And even Zod kneels before Guild Wars. Level up, it's game time. Not intended for residents of Texas or Massachusetts, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
You've got to wonder why not.
Well, you know, I can see why Texas may not want.
Hello. Do you like Pokemon?
No.
Do you like to shoot things?
Yes.
Do you like massively multiplayer online RPGs?
Yes. Unless I had to spend my first 10 hours killing rabbits just to level up, then the answer would be no.
Well, today's episode of X-Play has a little something for everyone. Marines, collectible critters, and a review of Guild Wars, the MMORPG for people who don't like MMORPGs.
Plus, something truly strange, a review of samurai western.
Because sometimes one genre just isn't enough.
But we kick things off with a shooter so violent, even we were excited to play it.
You play as a secret agent who keeps his covert mission hush-hush by blowing things up and blanketing the noise with the screams of the dying.
It's a really great plan. Here's a review of Coldwinter.
Hey, it's another secret agent game, but in this one, who do you trust? Who do you want to trust? Does it even matter? Just start shooting. Or throw a guy off a building. Either way. This game, since it takes place under sunny skies, is obviously called Coldwinter.
Cold, so cold.
Now, we're not sure why it's called Coldwinter. Judging by the egotistical cutscenes, it might have something or other to do with the Cold War.
Well, Russia and Alzheimer's really piss me off. Get me a jelly bean, Mommy.
Let's start with Special Agent Andrew Sterling, a lead character so pompous and unlikable, he just has to be British.
Waiting for a contact that might never come, for a clean shot that doesn't present itself.
Sterling, we guess he's a British spy, is betrayed by one of his higher-ups and thusly sent to Chang political prison, where he is tortured in a fashion so derivative it could only happen in Coldwinter.
So cold. Man, oh, so cold.
However, Sterling is released by a friend or a possible enemy. Who knows? And that's where the overly gratuitous violence really begins. If it's a body, shoot it. If it's a box, destroy it. If it's a guard suffering from stomach problems, well, you know. It's like looking into my future. And that's pretty much what Coldwinter has to offer. Get some basic missions, go on said missions, and just shoot anything that gets in your way, or even not in your way. It's not that complicated. Along the way, you'll be able to throw anything. Yes, anything on the floor or against the wall. Heck, channel your inner Elvis by throwing a TV across the room.
Leave me alone, please.
That's a hunka burning flesh. Now, it's not all senseless violence. Actually, it is, but you can take a breather by picking a lock or two. That's always nice. Coldwinter will take you all over to places you've only seen in other video games. You get, of course, the bright sunny streets, good to shoot people on. You get enemy compounds, good for helicopters to somehow miss killing you. We've talked about the bathrooms. Now, how about the kitchens? No, don't kill the cook. Don't do it.
I'm just a cook, too. Get my pies out of the oven.
Heck, you can even travel through the cleanest sewers I've ever seen. Hey, it's over there.
Whoa!
Let's get to the storyline. These characters all seem to be in love with themselves and their oh-so-cool accents, but I don't trust any of them. Listen to that dialect.
What the are you doing, you crazy?
I can't remember the last time I heard an accent that phony. Even though Coldwinter looks like something you played before many, many times, at least the multiplayer is decent. Lots of customization and familiar multiplayer games like Deathmatch or Last Man Standing. Who cares? Let's just shoot something. Anything. There's another cook.
Not the cook. Not the cook.
Coldwinter gets a been there, 3 out of a done that, 5.
Now, there aren't many above-average shooters for the PS2, so you might find yourself settling for Coldwinter.
But only do that if you've already played the two good shooters for the PS2, Project Snowblind and Killzone.
Or if you have a computer, play Half-Life 2 or Far Cry or any of the other flawless shooters that can be found on your PC. Just a thought.
Morgan likes shooting things using her mouse.
That's because death is prettier on the PC. And almost anything is prettier than the GBA these days.
True. Now, while the DS and PSP have better graphics, the GBA owners have nothing to worry about. Like the mother of octuplets on a delivery room table, Nintendo is still popping out a ton of kid-friendly titles for this tiny handheld.
Isn't that how Natalie Portman died in episode 3?
No, she died of apathy and bad dialogue poisoning.
Oh, right. Okay, well, kid-friendly doesn't always equal original or fun.
Which is why we have to review yet another Pokemon game for the Game Boy Advance. Yes, another one.
Here's a review of Pokemon Emerald.
Oh, wait.
They're cute, they're furry, they battle to the death for your amusement. So what do you do when you've already caught them all? Catch them all again in Pokemon Emerald, Nintendo's remix of the Sapphire and Ruby Pokemon games. You can fight Pokemon, and capture Pokemon, and win badges to fight more Pokemon. And there you go. If you love Pokemon, play it. If you don't, keep living your life the best you can.
Finish the review already. They're Pokemon. You catch them and you fight them. Ryan, it's not like we can't just run the last Pokemon review.
Let's see. The box is new. It's green. It has the new Pokemon Raikou. Snakey. That's it, Snakey. This name thing is easy. The story goes something like this. You're a boy or girl who blah, 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 and then must save the world from blah, 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 and then you become King Trainer or something. The story doesn't matter. Capture Pokemon and battle them. Emerald lets you take on both Team Magma and Team Aqua in one game. Why don't they just eviscerate you with a laser or punch you in the face instead of sending out more Pokemon? The newest addition to Emerald is the Battle Frontier. There you'll find the Battle Pike, the Battle Dome, the Battle Factory, the Battle Arena, the Battle Palace, and the Battle Pyramid. No, I'm not making this up. You'll need to beat the game first just to get a glimpse of the pastel-ravaged soil. Pokemon now sport 2 frames of action. With the 2-on-2 duels, that's a whole 4 frames of the most in-your-face Pokemon action seen since the last Pokemon game. The game gives you a lot of little new bonuses, but let me give you an example. This is my desk. This is my desk with a Pokemon. Like the added little bonuses in the game. It's nice, but it doesn't change anything. What else is new? Contests. They're not really all that new, but they're back. Pokemon packs one of the most robust RPG engines in a plush toy. With over 360 Pokemon to choose from, you have an infinite amount of variations when it comes to moves, stats, and strategy. Hidden values, such as happiness and IV, can change how or what Pokemon evolve into. The breeding system alone would make Gregor Mendel wet himself. What? I wouldn't waste a Watson and Crick joke on a Pokemon game. The problem is you can play through the game without touching the deeper fluff. Unless you're looking forward to hours of walking, attacking, walking back to town, and healing, this game is not for you. If you're the kind of guy who thinks your level 75 Tropius can so kick my Combuskin around Hoenn, then you already have Ruby and Sapphire and you don't really need Emerald. Pokemon Emerald dishes out a solid gaming experience without bringing anything new to the plate. That's why we give it a 3 out of 5.
Well, look at you busting out the Tropius and Combuskin talk.
Because I've reviewed too many damn Pokemon games. I've got Bulbasaurs coming out of my Pokeballs.
Morgan, please stop talking about your Pokeballs. It's indecent.
Well, look, if you need to play this game, don't buy it. Rent it somewhere like Gamefly.com.
They have hundreds of games for you to rent or buy, so you can spend your money on important things like blow-up dolls and therapy sessions. What?
Coming up. Hey guys, let's go shoot something.
ready for personalization at Scion.com with over 30 Scion accessories.
You like bath time, don't you? We're gonna get you nice and clean. Now, can you tell me how old you are?
22.
Yes, you are.
How dirty boys get clean. New Axe Shower Gel.
Look at me. You're gonna keep your eyes on me. You're gonna want to look around, but you're not going to. Are you? They've been planning this for 1,000,000 years. They'll keep coming.
War of the Worlds. Rated PG-13. Everywhere June 29th.
There's a brand new way to fight acne without a prescription. New Stridex Power Pads are coming your way. For the first time ever, get the power of benzoyl peroxide in a pad. And the best part, you don't need a prescription. New Stridex Power Pads. Expect more.
Buried Treasure is brought to you by EB Games.
It's the summer of Spider-Man 2. Everybody's talking about our favorite web slinger out there, but I don't want you guys to forget the classic Spider-Man game that was available on the PlayStation 1, the Dreamcast, the N64, the PC, even the Mac. Now this one was developed by Neversoft, the same guys that did the Tony Hawk games, and in this game you can do all kinds of great things. Of course you can web sling through all kinds of New York City buildings, but there's lots of interior levels as well. Neversoft did a fantastic job with the controls. As we all know, controlling Spider-Man is a very tricky proposition because he can do all kinds of great things. Not only can he fight really well, he can actually change his abilities by shooting webbing around his hands, and suddenly he'll have more powerful attacks, which is really cool. No matter what system you pick this one up for, you're going to have a great time. It's Activision's first kick at the can with the Spider-Man license, and it's fantastic.
Check out this and other buried treasures at EB Games. No cash, no problem.
May the road rise up to meet you, and may Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb be always at your back.
I'm not sure if you want Sessler at your back.
There's worse places they could be, like, clutching onto your ankles or something, Welcome back to X-Play, the show that exists so socially awkward fanboys have someone to feel superior to.
If you write us a scathing email, but you do it wearing an XXL Dragon Ball Z shirt and a cloak of loneliness, that, my friends, is a hollow victory.
But listen, let's get serious for a minute.
$1 Million Baby serious.
America is going through a rough time, and in this politically conflicted era of war and international strife, an era that sees our countrymen stationed in a faraway and dangerous land, all people want is a little escapism, something to take their minds off the grim realities of our modern world.
So Destineer Games made a first-person shooter where you play as Marines stationed in the Middle East.
Yep. Here's a review of First to Fight.
Hey, kids! Recruitment's down again, and it seems like the Marines have figured out that you've been ducking your duty by playing Halo 2. Don't you little rats realize the enemy's not out there in space? He's right here in that dusty brown patch of Earth we generically refer to as the Middle East. Now, instead of that sharply dressed recruiter coming down to your local learning center, he's reaching out from your PC's disk drive, grabbing you by the stones and pulling you into the enchanted land of Aladdin and Alibaba. Next up, bubbly, vivacious, all fun all the time, Beirut. Close combat, First to Fight drops you right smack dab in the middle of the impoverished ingredients of a jihad a la mode. Historically, Beirut's conflicts have emerged from a reeling cultural complexity. You don't got time for that? How about an angry guy in a turban? That's gotta piss you off. Lucky for you, you won't be bounding around the streets with no name alone. You'll have a support posse with a fair amount of urban combat savvy, though they are a skosh light in the discernible personality department. You're flagging! That could be due to the fact that they ice cream scoop that out of your gourd at boot camp. It's all about formation, and First to Fight's radial menu system adapts to the conditions.
Shots, Lance Corporal!
The Marines respond quickly to orders you dole out, and will often absorb the hot lead that seems like the national insect of this virtual Lebanon. Room takedowns are most gratifying. There's two types. A simple takedown has your delivery dudes of doom kicking down doors and wasting everything that breathes. The other option is the frag takedown. Here's where your flodged friends ring the doorbell, hand the lady of the house a grenade, and wait for the joy of freedom to be spread around the room. An array of technicals can also be exploited in the game. Rally fighting vehicles and the like can all be used to ring that clear, yet at times deafening bell of freedom. What the? Airstrikes, mortars, and snipers are also welcome additions to your palette of pain. Checkpoints are time savers, but the game had this nagging inclination of checkpointing at extremely hairy moments of conflicts. Respawn, die. Respawn, die. Respawn, die, die. Ah! The game insults you by assuming your video game counterparts are smarter than you.
Don't worry, your Marines are a whole lot smarter than you.
Bull. I respawn. This guy's in the same highly vulnerable spot waiting to be thrown into the bullet pulverizing wood chipper death. As mentioned before, the game lacks personality. Except for those infamously smoking hotties that make up Babe Gastic Beirut's story chick rep in the region. The game feels way too linear and the levels are extremely short. The AI was worthy, but you'll quickly feel the fatigue of a path you can't really diverge from. Nostrils flared in taking the foul wind of a backdoor draft. We give it a 3 out of 5.
Holy gee, Batman, we have yet to get a decent Middle East game.
The worst one ever was Fugitive Hunter, where you, at the end you kickbox Osama bin Laden. I know it sounds fun, but the game managed to make even that buggy and uncontrollable.
The only thing that would have made it worse is if it had unlockable pictures of Saddam in his underwear. Thank you, New York Post, for scarring me with that. I never want to see dictatorial nut huggers again.
Up next, get your nerd on with Guild Wars.
Rated T for teen. This just in. Aliens are planning to invade Earth. No one is safe from the massive destruction. Buildings will be demolished. Entire cities will be leveled. These violent invaders will stop at nothing until they destroy all humans. We're all going to die. I repeat, we're all going to die.
Well, I guess now would be a good time to let you know I've been having an affair with a neighbor. Hood.
Destroy all humans. The destruction begins June 21st.
THQ.
Hello!
To all children,
Here are your instructions.
watch what you say,
Back off, you little freaks.
watch how you act, or watch out
Don't touch that squirrel's nuts.
for what happens.
Oh, good.
On July 15th,
He will be made into marshmallows.
Ew.
Johnny Depp,
He's an idiot.
Thank heavens he's completely unharmed.
in a Tim Burton film, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Rated PG, in theaters and IMAX July 15th.
What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it, will you be ready? Just pick up the phone, dial 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll get this free DVD. You'll learn about the hundreds of opportunities the Army can offer you. Skills, education, healthcare. Call 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll also get this free boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the Army can help you find it.
This is Kevin, or as his business card calls him, Director of Technology for the entire company, Kevin.
See, Kevin's always had an interest in technology, but up until a few years ago, wasn't doing much with it. He was working here, wearing a little Kevin name tag. Then Kevin went to DeVrySuccess47.com. He found DeVry's free guide to today's hottest technology careers. He also found that DeVry's tech degrees were in high demand from today's leading companies. That DeVry had small classes where he'd get individual attention. And with a future in technology looking better every minute, that he could earn his associate degree in less than 2 years, or a bachelor's in just 3. So, how do you go from a job with a Kevin name tag to a great career with your own Kevin parking space? Call or log on now to DeVrySuccess47.com for your free guide to today's hottest technology careers. DeVry, where success stories begin.
Their 2005 hit single on the X-Play boards just went multi-platinum. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Can't wait for the dance remix.
Oh, I can.
Welcome back to X-Play, the show that exists so you don't have to actually read reviews.
Because reading is hard. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some proofs to devour with my eyes.
Now, before you do, could you intro the next game?
I suppose remembrance of things past can hold off for one more moment. All right. This next game is a massively multiplayer online roleplay. Oh, it just exhausts me to say that term.
But unlike other MMORPGs, this one has no monthly fees. So rejoice, cheap bastards.
Here's a review of Guild Wars. Now, where did I leave my monocle? Have you seen it?
People carry on with their daily lives, unaware that in a short while, everything they have ever known will come to an end.
Yep, that describes the effect most MMORPGs have on their customers. Brave developers ArenaNet are out to change that with Guild Wars, an entertaining online RPG you can enjoy while still having a life.
Go forth and recruit the strongest, the smartest. Bring to me the bravest in all of Ascalon.
How about just the people who don't want to pay a monthly fee? That's right. Once you buy Guild Wars from the store, you never have to throw more cash at it ever again. The idea is that you'll like it so much, you'll pony up the bucks for the future expansions as they come out. And there's plenty of material to use for those expansions. Guild Wars has a very complex backstory going on. Way too complex to get into here, mainly because I don't understand half of it. Suffice to say that there were once guilds who worked together against a common foe, but now they're all splintered and greedy and fighting amongst themselves. The meat of Guild Wars is, of course, running around killing hapless creatures who are unfortunate enough to cross your path in your quest to become a formidable warrior, elementalist, necromancer, or what have you. Please ignore the armed adventurer to your right. What? He was coming for me. Get back here. The experience of ending your life will allow me to hit things harder. Aha! The elusive triple-fanged phallus worm, a rare treat. The only truly massively multiplayer parts of the game are the town sections. These function like giant lobbies where everyone can commingle at will. Once you go out into the field, it's just you and whoever's in your party. This makes Guild Wars feel a little less massive than the competition. But fans of Phantasy Star Online or Diablo shouldn't find it too jarring. Did I ask for help, dude? Compared to full-fledged MMOs, Guild Wars can be a bit simplistic. Hammering away at foes offers little variety, although character skills spice it up a little. Ooh, this battle has a nice beat to it. Sometimes you'll perform menial fetch quests, which often involve running cross-country carrying heavy objects while looking like a tool. Thanks to the low level cap of 20, a dedicated player can max out a character in a weekend. The hardcore might find it too simple, but Guild Wars is firmly targeted at casual players who want to be competitive in an online RPG without destroying their social lives in the process. It's not a typical MMO, but in many ways, that's a good thing. A 4 out of 5.
Now, because there is a level 20 cap on your character's development, you can actually go into player versus player realms as a noob and not get slaughtered by some level 43 fanboy who never leaves his home computer.
On the other hand, if you're usually that level 43 fanboy, you will absolutely hate this game.
But then, you're probably full of hate anyway, since you've never left the warm glow of your monitor to enjoy the sweet release of a woman's embrace. I know I haven't.
Don't look at me.
Coming up, because a regular Western is just so 1875, it's Samurai Western.
The Sprite, it belongs to me. Come and get it. Your crane style is no match for my lemon lime eagle claw. Blah, blah, blah. Watch the afro. Never mess with a brother Sprite. Show my motto. All you had to do was say please.
We came in hope to save you from the Seekers. They will come. They will leave no survivors.
It is a heavy weight you carry. All this is laid at your feet. Advent Rising. Race to save humanity and win $1 million. Rated T for teen.
New Colgate Max Fresh Cinnamon.
packed with mini breath strips that explode to give you burst after burst of intense freshness. Colgate Max Fresh with mini breath strips. So fresh, it's almost scary.
Check this out. This is what we do for a living.
We're video game designers.
And we're game programmers.
With the training offered at Collins College, you can learn to design, code, and test games like this.
And this.
Game design is a growing career.
For a brochure on a career in game design, call Collins College at 1-888-256-1200 now. That's 1-888-256-1200. Call Collins College now.
Hey gamer, want to go to G4ia, the video game award show? EB Games and G4 present the Watch to Win sweepstakes. It's really easy. All you have to do is go to your local EB Games, buy a game and you'll get a sticker. Your sticker has a code. Watch G4, and when you see the pop-up that says enter your EB Games code now, go online at g4tv.com, enter your code, and you and a friend could get a trip to Hollywood and a ticket to G4ia. We'll even give you an award. The Watch to Win sweepstakes, presented by EB Games and G4. For more info, go to g4tv.com/win.
Duplication of Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb is strictly prohibited.
And such duplication will result in you being chased by Interpol. The organization, not the band. If that were the case, it would look like a monkey's video.
Welcome back to X-Play. Like Sir Edmund Hillary reaching the peak of Everest, we've reached the final game review of the show.
And what a game it is. In a clear sign the developers have run out of game ideas, the people behind Samurai Western have combined samurai games and Western games into one potentially underwhelming package.
Will this one have you firing your 6-shooter in the air with joy or sticking a katana in your gut in an act of disappointed seppuku?
Find out in our review of Samurai Western.
The samurai and the Western have had a symbolic relationship ever since Kurosawa started filmmaking. So it would only seem natural to have a video game featuring a lone swordsman versus an army of outlaws. Armed only with his righteous sense of honor, he will lay to waste all the wretched scum of the Old West. The only problem is, the game is worse than that Tom Cruise movie. In Samurai Western, you play as a deadly Eastern stranger who is looking to make the wrong things right.
You know you won't get anything out of it, yet you do it anyway.
In between violently killing... Oh God, can we get some kittens? Thank you. Between violently killing gunslingers, you'll have to fend off little children.
You leave her alone! Go away!
And find your long-lost brother.
Is he there?
But this is no ordinary samurai. He's got a great sense of fashion. Loves iPod commercials. And speaks in absolutes.
A samurai lives and dies for honor. That is what it means to be samurai.
However, he isn't very original. The attack combos involve little more than repeatedly hitting the X button over and over again. When you have to dispatch an entire town of outlaws, this gets boring really quick.
Fun.
The gun-toting bad guys aren't particularly bright or scary. Most of the time, they stand in the street waiting for you to kill them. The bosses, on the other hand, have a tendency to run away.
We shall meet again, samurai boy. Is he there? Until then. Is he there? We shall meet again. Is he there?
If they just put a little more effort into the control scheme, this game could be fun, because despite the generic look of the graphics, the gameplay flows smoothly and has no slowdown. But with the repetitive actions and uninspired locales, it's more likely you'll develop carpal tunnel syndrome than any desire to finish this game. Which is really too bad, because the concept deserves something better. I guess Kurosawa will just have to wait. Tom Cruise still runs Samurai Town. Samurai Western brands a 2 out of 5.
I don't understand all this samurai business.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
Samurai Western, not very good. However, Adam and I thought up a couple of other genre blending games we'd like to see.
For example, prehistoric police procedural,
Werewolf musical.
courtroom drama, shark attack,
Ooh, I like that. Zombie ER.
flesh-eating bacteria love story.
Oh, educational bear mauling.
You know, I don't know if bear mauling is a genre per se, but damn, it doesn't sound like something I'd like to play.
Good night.
Hi, I'm Jimmy the Intern. Today on X-Play, poor fashion choice. Hi, I'm Jimmy the Intern. Today on X-Play, poor fashion choices in Death by Degrees with the Nina Williams. Plus weird games and Constantine. God, I suck. It's game time. I just made coffee for Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Yeah, an intern is doing our intros today because the Disembodied Voice died, or he quit. Well, he's dead to us.
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the show that enjoys ripping bad games a new one.
And if there's one person who likes ripping people new ones, it's probably scantily clad Tekken character Nina Williams.
She's got a new action game all to herself, and we've got the review.
Plus, a game starring Keanu Reeves.
Street fighting in bad fashion form, an unholy union in Spike Out.
And more of those creepy Soul Calibur characters, well, they're hitting the real world.
Plus, backed by popular demand, more weird games.
But first, a little something for those Tekken fans.
Tekken 5 just hit the shelves, but one of the fighting game's most popular characters is now violently attacking people in her own title.
Because that whole spin-off thing worked really well with Catwoman.
Here's our review of Death by Degrees with Nina Williams.
Tekken is branching out by offering up even more sex, violence, and whatever is going on here. Welcome to the world of Nina Williams in Death by Degrees. You'll get to play as this tough-as-nails secret agent. Outside of her typical one-on-one fighting environment, Nina will take you to such exotic locations as a cruise ship, truck stop restrooms,
Man, I shouldn't have had those burritos.
and a meat locker. Yummy.
Man, I shouldn't have had those burritos.
Degrees has simplified the